You have probably heard of and may even have a credit card. But what exactly is credit? What's a credit card and how exactly do you use one? As you enter college and the workforce, you will constantly be surrounded by credit card offers and probably won't know which one to choose from. In today's lesson, we will be covering the basic ins and outs of credit and a credit card to make sure you are well informed to decide which credit card to get. Don't confuse credit with debit. Debit is money you already have and it's simply taken out from your bank account. Credit is the borrowing of something of value, usually cash, with the agreement to pay for it later, usually with some interest. Interest is a certain rate that you have to repay on top of the original amount. So in other words, it's the cost of borrowing. And remember that credit involves a lender and a borrower. So what's a credit card? A credit card is a type of loan in which you borrow cash from the bank that you will need to pay back later with some interest. So how does a credit card work? Before committing to one credit card, do some research and find one that suits your needs since different credit cards provide different benefits. In order to apply for a credit card, the issuing institution will have to check your creditworthiness, which includes your repayment history, credit score, and income to see if you qualify for a credit card. After qualifying, you will receive a credit card in the mail with a credit limit. A credit limit is the amount of money you can spend. For example, a credit card with a limit of $2,000 a month will allow you to spend $2,000 in the given month. Once your total purchases meet your limit in a month, you will not be able to purchase more. So let's talk about paying money back. Your credit card amount will have a minimum payment amount, which you will have to pay monthly. If you pay less, you could be on the hook for additional fees and can negatively impact your credit score. You can choose to and should always pay more than the minimum or fully pay off your balance each month to avoid such fees. If you choose to pay the minimum amount, you will most likely carry a balance on your credit card. Carrying a balance means you have not paid your credit card balance in full during the month. For example, let's say you purchased a computer for $200. If the minimum is $100 and you only pay $100, you will carry the other $100 to the following month. This $100 have an interest charge, meaning you will owe more than $100 by the end of next month. So what's this interest that's charged? Interest is what you pay in exchange for borrowing money. Credit card issuers will generally charge interest every month on an unpaid balance. This interest is generally stated as an APR or an annual percentage rate. This rate can fluctuate even after you sign up. Beware that an APR rate is lower than the rate you actually pay on outstanding balances. The true rate you actually pay is called the effective annual rate or the EAR. So why are there two different rates? APR does not include the compounding effect of interest. To illustrate this difference, let's take an APR of 18%, which means you're paying 1.5% each month. However, a majority of credit cards apply interest daily. This means the interest charged is 0.05% daily, 1.51% monthly, and 19.72% yearly. Let's look at another example. Let's say you carry a balance of $1,000 for the year. You might think you will only pay $1,180 at the end of the year, but you'll actually owe $1,197.20 because of the compound interest. So what should you be looking for when you're choosing a card? The most important factor to look at is the interest rate. A higher APR will become more of a burden if your balance carries. Additionally, most cards charge various fees. Compare these fees so you can get a good sense of total payment before interest. Other factors to look at include minimum repayments and introductory rates. For instance, promotions state a very low or even a 0% interest rate for 6 months to a year, before interest will jump to higher than average after. And when comparing cards, use trustworthy sites or check the cards directly on the issuer's site. To conclude, credit cards should not be used as a way to live beyond your means. In other words, do not use credit cards to buy things you could not afford otherwise. The trap of credit card debt is real, and it can become overbearing and nearly impossible to escape. Additionally, credit cards are not a necessity in life. If you don't feel confident in your ability to control your spending with a credit card, using cash or debit will restrict you to only spending money you have. Unfortunately, many Americans believe it's normal to live in debt. However, this is not true. If used responsibly, credit cards are a great way to build credit. We suggest you pay off your credit card balance in full each month to avoid incurring interest and go into debt.